Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update from Adda247. बेल आइकन दबाइए Adda247 की सारी नोटिफिकेशंस पाइए. Adda247 गवर्नमेंट जॉब इन योर पॉकेट.
Hi friends, this is Anchal and I welcome you all on another session of root words. So as I have taught you some more words, today I'm here with some more words and I hope you must have made 5 words out of each root word that have been already given to you in the previous videos, right? With that hope, with that positive hope, we shall move on, and the first word for today is M-A-N, M-A-N-I or M-A-N-U. Whenever we have any of these 3 words written somewhere in the word, in between, at the end or in the beginning, so this talks about doing anything using hands, right? So when I say maneuver, what does this mean? When I say manuscript, so what does this mean? When I say manuduction, what does this mean? When I say manicure, girls must be aware of this word, right? Manicure. Then we say manufacture. Now the boys will be aware of it as well. Now what we have is maneuver. Maneuver, what does this mean? This means anything done using hands, whatever, or rather moving. Maneuver, when you have this word you were written somewhere, this means to move. This means to move. And when we have man written, that means what? Maneuver means to move using hands. To move by hands is what we mean by this. Then we have the word manuscript. What does manuscript mean? Script is the word that defines anything which is in written form, right? Anything which is written using hands. And when we talk about, or when we associate it, adjoin it with a word that is manu, this defines the script is written but using hands. So script is anything written and manu means hand. So manuscript is a book written by hands. Then we have manuduction. Now see, duct word defines the movement of heading somewhere, which means that somebody will be guiding you towards somewhere, right? So manuduction is actually what we mean by heading using hands, or you can say it is guidance. Have you ever seen a traffic police? What does he do? The traffic police guides the person or guides the traffic to move towards left, right, forward, backward, wherever they want to go, right? So he is doing it using his hands. And whenever you guide somebody using your hand, for example, if you ask somebody the address where you want to go, what do? Go straight, take a left, take a second right. So what does this mean? It means that they are telling you using their hands, right? So this is also what we mean by manuduction. Next is manicure. When we talk about the word cure, cure means care of something, taking care, right? So manicure, mani is a join, mani means hand, cure means taking care. So manicure means what? Care of hands and nails. Then we have the word manufacture. Facture means making, okay? Facture defines what? Facture defines making something. And manu means what? Hand. In this world, in today's world, manufacture is a word that is associated to each and everything that has been produced somewhere. But manufacture actually is a word that defines what? Made using hands. This is actually a word that defines when you make something using your hands, that is what we mean by manufacture. But now even if it is made through machinery, it is called as manufacturing only, right? So when we say man, mani or manu, this defines what? This defines associated to hand. Then the next word today that we have is M-A-L, mal. Now, I hope you must be aware of this word mal. You must be aware of this word. Why? Because mal is a word that defines what? Bad, ill, wrong. When something is not right, when something is not as it is supposed to be, that is what we mean by mal. For example, we have the word malcontent, then we have malicious, then we have malfunction, then we have malodor, then we have malified, and then we have malign. Now, the first word is malcontent. What do you understand by the word content? Content means any written data, any typed data, any printed data. That means you're talking about the data, right? Whatever is presented to you. Now, if we have adjoined mal with it, what does it mean? Mal means bad. Something which is not necessary, something which is not required, still it is associated. That is what we mean by malcontent. That means bad data, bad content, not necessary, or something which is not required. Then we have the word malicious. Now, as I told you, whenever a word ends with OUS, that defines the nature, the behavior of somebody. So, malicious is again a word that is an adjective, and it defines the nature, defines the behavior of someone, and malicious is a behavior having strong ill will towards somebody. That means you feel extremely bad about somebody, extremely wrong about somebody. That is what we mean by malicious. Then we have malfunction. See, function is the word that is related to performance of something, right? So, function means performing. And if we have said mal is used with it, so malfunctioning means what? Functioning bad. It is not functioning as it is supposed to be. So, malfunction is when something is not performing properly. Then we have malodor. When I say odor, this odor words define what? It defines smell, right? It defines smell, and mal defines bad. So, malodor means what? It is a smell, and what kind of a smell is it? It is bad smell. Then malified. If you remember, some days back I told you what fid mean. Fid is associated to belief. It is associated to trust. It is associated to faith. For example, we have confide, we have fiduciary, we have fidelity, right? So, all these words are defining the trust or the faith of something. But here we have associated it to a word, and that is mal. When I say malified, that means what? It means in bad faith. You cannot trust that person, you cannot believe that person, then you can use the word malified. And then we have the word malign. Malign means evil-natured. Somebody who cannot think good about anyone. Somebody who is always thinking bad about everybody, who thinks that everything around him or her is bad. That is what we mean by malign. So, whenever you have this word mal written somewhere, it will always define being bad, doing bad, and feeling bad about something. The next word today is mand, M-A-N-D, and mand is related to order. To order. That means if you place an order, you give an order, that is what we mean by mand. For example, we have the word command, we have demand, we have mandate, we have mandatory, we have commandeer. Now see, the first word is command. Command, what does this mean? Any instruction or any order that you give is what we mean by command. An order or instruction is what we mean by command. Then we have demand. Demand means a hard to ignore order. An order which you cannot ignore, you have to fulfill it, and that is what we mean by demand. Next is mandate. Mandate is an official order. It is an official order that is published for all the public in the country or in the city or in the state. So that is what we mean by mandate. In Hindi we call it Jan Hit Mein Jari. That is what we mean by mandate, an official order that belongs to each and every citizen of that place. Then we say mandatory. Mandatory means compulsory. Compulsory as in this is an order that you need to follow no matter what happens, right? So this is what we mean by mandatory. Next is commandeer. Commandeer is official acceptance of responsibilities by somebody. So officially take possession of something. Suppose if you buy a car, right? If you buy a car, but that car is named, if you buy a second-hand car, it's not named under your name, right? It's not named under your name, it's named under the owner's name. But now you have bought it, that means your name is not registered, and if you get that registered in your name, you have taken the possession of that car, and that is what we mean by commandeer. Generally, this word is used in military terms, especially for military purposes, where a person takes the responsibility of one person, and that is where we call it commandeer, taking the responsibility of or taking the possession of the responsibilities by some other person, right? So, mad, mal and mani is clear to you, I suppose, till now. And with this, you have learned some more root words, that is fid and odor and script, duct, cure, fracture and facture and OUS. With this, we come to the other word, and that is mater, mater or matr, match. Whenever we have this word, it is always related to your mother. It is always related to your mother, right? So, when we say maternal, what does this mean? When we say maternity, what does it mean? When we call it matriarch, what does this mean? Then we say matriotism. We have matripotestal. Then we have matricide, right? So you have a lot of words that are made through the word mater or matr. Now, when I say maternal, maternal is of or relating to mom, to your mother, to your mum. So whenever you have anything, for example, if you call your grandparents nana nani, so they are what? They are your grandparents through mother's side. So that is maternal home, right? So maternal means relating to mother or motherhood. The cousins that you have through your mother, that is also what we mean by maternal cousins, right? Then we have the word maternity. Maternity is actually the state of being a mother, the period of being a mother, the whole 9 months. The person feels, the person actually not, the female feels to be a mother, that is what we mean by maternity, and that is the state of being a mother, the whole state, the whole 9 months. Then we talk about the word matriarch. When we have arch written somewhere, this defines the head. This defines the head. And when I say matri, matri defines what? Mother. So matriarch, what does this mean? It means woman, head of the family. So obviously, if there is a woman head of the family, in family you will only have the mother, right? So family, in the family, if there is a woman head, that is what we mean by matriarch. If we change it to patriarch, that means a male head in the family. Then we say matriotism. Matriotism, this means love for mother country. Love for mother country. And as we know, we call country our motherland. So is the word matriotism. So when we say patriotism, that is related to country only. But when we say matriotism, that means you love your country as your mother, as a motherland. Next is matripotestal. Matripotestal, what does this mean? Relating to the power exercised by mother. Don't you think our mothers actually have supernatural powers in them? Why? Because she's the one who's taking care of the family, she's the one taking care of us, the children, she's the one who's taking care of the bigger children, that is your daddy, and then there are your grandparents, then there are your families and the relatives and all, and then if she's working, she's taking care of the work as well. So she obviously has some supernatural powers, because somebody, a common man, cannot do that, cannot do everything, all of it, cannot do that, but then a mother can do, and that is what we mean by metropotestal, the power that is exercised by mother. She has the power to cure you, right? If you're not feeling well, if you are sick of something, if you're ill, no matter what happens, if you go to your mother, you automatically start feeling well, right? So that is what the power she practices, matripotestal, that is the power that she holds. If she is around, she can make everything all right. That is what we mean by matripotestal. Now, the next word is matricide. When we talk about the word side, side means what? This talks about killing, right? And matri means mother. When I say matricide, this means killing of one's mother. Killing of one's mother. I don't know how can people do that, but then that is a word, because people must have done this. So again, mat or matri is a word that defines mother. See, you must have read about the word alma mater. That's associated to a college or a school, alma mater. So that's your second home, right? That's your second mother. The teachers are supposed to be your second mother. The school is supposed to be your second mother, because you spend most of your waking hours in the school or in the college. And the school and college is taking care of you. So that is why we call it alma mater. Again, mater is the word that is associated to motherhood. Now, the next word that we have here is M-E-L-A-N, melon, which defines being dark, which defines being black or grey. See, it can either talk about the color or it can talk about the emotions as well. When I say melon as emotions, that means something of dark emotions. When you don't want to talk to somebody, when something dark is happening in your life, something very emotional is happening in your life, and that's really bad, so then we use the word melon. So we have the word for it, and that is melancholy. See, we again have a word melancholia, that is a similar word to melancholy. We'll discuss it. Then we have melanoma, then is melodrama, next word is melanine, and then we have melanize. Now, when I say melancholy or melancholia, both of them are same, and this means the state of being in dark emotions. In short, you can call it in easy words a depression. That means if somebody is not ready to listen to someone, or if somebody does not react to anything, and if they react in an extreme manner, in an extreme way, that is what we mean by melancholy, the state of being in dark emotions, in depression. The next word is melanoma. What does this define? This defines nothing but the malignant dark tumor of the skin. See, there's a content called melanine. There's a content called melanine. There's a pigment called melanine in your body, in every organism's body, and if that content, the cell that holds it, if that cell starts to develop in a huge quantity, then a portion of a human's body start becoming black, and that is what we mean by melanoma, malignant dark tumor of the skin. Next word is melodrama. Melodrama is when somebody reacts, if somebody shows emotions, but that emotion is not real. That is what we mean by melodrama. A dark but pathetic drama or emotions. Next word is melanine. As I told you, melanine, it's a natural pigment that is present in every human's body, in every organism's body. So melanine is a natural pigment found in organisms. Then we have the word malonize. Malonize means undergo a change. What generally happens here is a substance is transformed into acid, and that acid will be of black color or something. So malonize is what it is related to the color black, grey or dark, or the emotions can be associated to it. That means some emotions that are not true, some emotions that shouldn't have been there but they are there. So melon is related to dark, black or grey, right? Now the next word and the last word for today is MED or MID. When we talk about both of these words, both of them define what? Both of them define in the middle of something or in the middle of somewhere. For example, we have the words medieval. You must have heard of this word and you must have studied the medieval history, right? So the next word is mediocre. Then we have midriff. Then we have midway. Then we have medium. We can write midterm. Now see, we have the word what? Medieval. Medieval is actually related to history, and this is related to certain period of time. And that period of time, what do we call it? Medieval. This means pertaining, that means relating to the Middle Ages. So any sword or any kind of clothing or anything that is related to the Middle Ages, that is what we mean by medieval. Next is mediocre. Mediocre means something which is not very good in quality, something which is not very bad in quality. So mediocre is something which is of medium quality. Okay? Holding medium quality. Then we have the word midriff. Now guys, there's a part of human body that's called chest, and there's a part of the human body called waist. What is the area between that? Do you know that? Have you ever heard about it? No. Why? Because we never use that, right? So the area between the chest and the waist, the area between the chest and the waist, that area is called what? Midriff. The area between the chest and the waist is what we mean by midriff. Then we say midway. That means I am midway. That means you are halfway to the place. Midway means halfway. Then we have medium. Medium says in the middle, or that can transfer one thing to the other. It can perform as a medium. That means in the middle. So medium means in the middle of something. Then we say midterm. Midterms mean middle of the term or tenure. You can easily relate it to your school days. Why? Because we had midterm examinations. If we have a tenure of 12 months for one class, then after 6 months you get to appear in the examination, and those examinations are called midterm examinations. So whenever we are in the middle of the term that is associated to you, that is what we mean by midterm. So I hope you are able to understand the meanings of med, mid, mand, mater, melon, or mand or mal, and manu obviously. So if you've understood the meaning of these words, you can obviously form some more words out of it. And then you have some more words like side, that means killing, arc means head, fid means faith, odor means smell, script is something written, duct means direction, cure is care, facture is manufacture, that means making something, and OUS defines adjective. So I would like you to make at least 5 words out of each root word, which will help you in a lot of ways. Thank you so much for watching this video. We'll meet you in the next session. Bye-bye.
Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update from Adda247. Bell icon दबाइए Adda247 की सारी notifications पाइए. Adda247 government job in your pocket.